Family members often underestimate how important a role they play on the road to recovery for their loved one. The medical field often focuses solely on the patient, yet research has consistently shown that family support enhances outcomes in most chronic conditions. Research has also shown that when a family member has an illness or a chronic condition, the whole family feels the effects, particularly when they are unsure about how they can best help. This part of the video is designed as a resource to teach family members how they can best help their loved one and when it's okay for them to step back and take a break.
I know my mother wants to get better, but sometimes she doesn't appear motivated to do therapy exercises. How hard should I push her?
Gentle reminders are helpful, but rarely is it helpful for family members to force their loved one to do rehab. Be especially cautious against playing the role of a parent or a therapist because it can damage mutual respect in the relationship.
What can I do instead?
Have a discussion with your loved one. Be frank about your concerns without putting him down. Engage in some problem solving of how he might build rehab into the day. Most importantly, ask him how you can help. Your help may be something as simple as offering encouragement, or it may involve setting aside a time each day where you both work side by side on a skill. Perhaps he may also want you to hold him accountable for the goals that he set for himself.
I know you're really interested in shooting a basketball with your right hand again, but that it's really difficult to face doing your exercises and getting them done every day of the week. I wonder if we could think of something that would be a reward or a carrot. If you get your exercises done every day this week, what would be something to look forward to as a reward for that?
Why don't we agree that we would go out to a dinner and a movie this weekend?
I think that's a great idea.
Okay.
Also, please don't forget to offer encouragement and praise when you see your family member trying hard. Rehab is really tough.
Yes. Perfecto. Job.
Got it.
I sometimes notice that my mom isn't doing something correctly. When is it helpful to correct her?
You know, it's rarely beneficial to correct somebody. She often knows when she isn't doing something as well as she would like. It can damage the relationship, and it can be very discouraging to her. As long as she won't hurt herself trying, it's often best to just wait and see if she can figure it out on her own.
Good. I don't want to drop it.
You got it. It's out.
It's out.
Woo! Great.
I did it.
She often tries something and gets very frustrated. I hate to see her struggle, so I often do it for her. How often should I step in?
You have empathy, and you find it difficult to watch your loved one struggle. It's best to encourage her to do things independently as much as possible, however. Recovery will only occur through trying tasks that are difficult. Even when she's unsuccessful, trying the task activates the same brain areas as actually successfully completing it does. So if you jump in too quickly, you're actually denying her the chance to practice and potentially master new activities. A good rule of thumb is to encourage trying a task independently for maybe 3 tries, depending on a person's frustration tolerance. When helping, let her take the lead and don't do the task for her.
I can't get it, and I'm sweating to death in this coat. Thank you, Allie.
You're welcome.
Is coaching ever helpful?
Yes, coaching can be extremely helpful if it's done correctly. Guided problem solving is a coaching strategy that's been proven to be helpful for improving motor skills, thinking skills, independence, and quality of life. Effective problem solving has 3 steps: say, do, check. Say, prompting the person to come up with a strategy on their own as much as possible. Do, allowing the person to try their strategy, even if it seems a bit off the wall. Don't interfere while they try their strategy, and then check. See what aspects of the strategy worked and what didn't. Then they have an opportunity to revise their strategy so that they can take the lead in coming up with a solution that's going to be the best solution for them.
I want you to open this container using your left hand. How do you think you're going to do that?
I could put it between my legs and use it with my left hand.
Okay, let's try it.
Oh, I didn't mean to drop it, but I
That's
did
okay. Was it pretty effective?
it. Yes.
Yeah, that was effective. Sure. Okay, that's great.
I know that it is important for him to try activities with his weaker hand, but I often notice that his stronger hand is taking over. Should I remind him when this happens?
I think it depends. Some people find it irritating to be constantly reminded, whereas other people can find it helpful. If you're not sure what to do, ask your loved one. Also be mindful of his reaction when you do provide a reminder. If he looks annoyed every time you do it, it's probably not very helpful to him. So one thing you can do is use some problem solving to come up with an alternative to providing reminders that might also help him remember to use his arm more for daily activities.
Oops. I notice when you go to reach for things, lots of times you go with the left hand. When I know you want to reach with the right hand more. So how could I help remind you? What could I do to make it so that it's easier for you to remember to try to use the right hand first?
I think maybe if you just made a point of telling me when you see me using the wrong hand, and help me try to reprogram or get used to using my right hand more.
Okay, I'll remind you, but I'm going to do it gently, okay?
Sure.
Okay.
I know that he gets frustrated, but sometimes it seems like he takes it out on me when I try to help. What can I do?
Well, the first step would be to try to prevent anger from occurring in the first place. See if you can figure out what triggers the anger, what triggers frustration, and then problem solve ways to minimize those triggers. Common triggers might be things like the stroke survivor's feeling as if their space is being invaded, even when family members are trying to be helpful. There's also often frustration due to a loss of control about many things in their lives, or an inability to do things independently.
All right, Mom, it's time to go to therapy.
Okay, I can do it myself, okay? You're always trying to make me get up and fast. I can do it all myself. That's why I go to therapy.
All right.
Before you provide assistance, ask if she would like help. Let her know how you plan to help before you actually do it. Involve her as much in the process as you can. Appreciate that she is a person who may find it emotionally difficult to accept assistance and may want to do things independently. It's really important to always be respectful.
All right, Mom, are you ready to go to therapy? Here's your cane.
Oh, thank you. Yes, I'm ready. I just gotta get my coat and I'll be ready.
All right,
Okay?
here we go.
Tune into nonverbal communication. For example, stiffening of the shoulders or scowling. If it seems as if she's becoming overwhelmed, offer encouragement or ask if she would like to take a break.
Sometimes.
How can I help you do that, Mom?
Oh, so frustrating.
Is there anything I can do to help?
If I didn't have this mitt, sometimes I like it and sometimes I hate it. So, yes, you want to unlock
How about we
the
do
door?
it together?
Okay. Might be a good idea. And then turning's hard too.
It's also important not to take the anger personally. Oftentimes, a stroke can affect the part of the brain that makes it more difficult to inhibit anger. When anger does occur, try to remain as calm as possible, because many stroke survivors are often very sensitive to the nonverbal types of communication, and defensiveness on your part can actually make the problem worse.
What should I do when I can't remain calm? I have feelings and get upset too.
When it is difficult for you to remain calm, just leave the situation and come back when you feel more in control.
Should I address the outburst with him?
If these situations are infrequent, it may be okay just to let the situation go. If the anger is a frequent problem and the same situation keeps happening over and over again, and you sense that it might be fixable, it may be helpful to problem solve some ways to fix it with him. It's important to do this problem solving together when neither of you are angry. First, point out the problem, state how it affects you personally, and ask for some ideas for how to prevent it from happening again.
Mom, so yesterday, and you've done it a few times now, when you get angry, like yesterday I was just trying to take your purse and put it up on the hanger for you just because I was just trying to clean up. And you got really, really mad, and you swatted me away, and that makes me really sad and anxious, and I don't like it when you get physical. Is there another way, do you think, that we can approach this so that neither of us are angry or anxious or anything like that?